Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about some of the issues with the Ozark Quad Runner 250. So this is Suzuki Ozark 250. One issue is they're two-wheel drive. Point blank, they come two-wheel drive only. So if you want a four-wheel drive, you need to get one of the other Suzukis or different brand. Now, let's come back here and talk about the rear end. So the rear end on these is pretty weak because it is posi rear end. So it's great for going places, but as far as like burnouts and stuff, they don't like it. And if you ever run it dry on fluid, you will know it because it will rip the splines straight off the axle shafts and you will have to weld them. So that's one thing. The next thing is the shocks do wear out pretty easily and pretty quickly. So that is another downfall of this. The upholstery on these is usually pretty bad. On both the ones I have, the seats are torn up pretty bad. So got to reupholster them, no big deal. The pull start. Now, the pull start is kind of tricky because if you go to yank on it, it's not going to let you. What you got to do is literally just pull it up, get it in a position, and there you go. But if you try to pull it right off the rip, it's going to lock up. So if you're going to pull start it, just give it a few short tugs and then you'll be good to go. Next thing is aftermarket support. There's not a whole lot of aftermarket support for these, unfortunately, because there's nothing you can really do besides clutches, performance drive shaft and rear end, the big things. Exhaust is about the only thing that people really do to these. And you can also get an hour gauge and RPM gauge that you can hook up to these. Performance brakes, things like that, but you really can't modify the engine with simple add-ons like you can on some of the other four-wheelers. So you'll have to pretty much build you a special motor. Plastics on all these crack and fade over time if not taken care of. These ones are faded but not in terrible shape. Little plastic rivets that hold everything together do break pretty easy, but they're cheap. Exhaust manifold on these rusts pretty bad, so just be aware. You might have to replace the entire exhaust manifold, but it's only like $100. So that concludes some of the issues with the Suzuki Ozark Quad Runner 250.